one of the fights, the Kraken, the guy here in Texas, man, he fought.
Juan Adams.
Yeah, he actually fought. Shoot, I forgot his name. UFC guy, man, football player.
Greg Hardy.
There you go, man. I'm sorry, but yeah, he fought him, and I was just like, oh man, like I thought Juan Adams. I was like, dude, he's gonna be able to.
He's gonna destroy him.
Yeah, man, or at least take it to him. And it was like the fight week, and I had talked to I was talking to somebody on Facebook, and they were like, man, Hardy's throwing around 320 pounders around in the field like nothing, man. I mean, Juan Adams ain't gonna do nothing, and it got me thinking, and I was like, dude, that's true, man, because it's body on body. You're not just throwing weights. I mean, you're used to throwing people around and getting hit, and so.
I mean, that guy's one of those guys. I mean, he played defensive end. I mean, it just shows like the freak level of talent that's in the National Football League, and it's like if you're fighting a Greg Hardy and you're which Juan Adams is a big dude himself, a real big ass heavyweight. But if you fight a guy like Greg Hardy and you think you're gonna just come in and throw your weight on him, like, bro, you got another.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta have another game plan approaching that because. Him playing defensive end, like he's used to moving,
Yeah, especially fresh in the round, you're not gonna. Tire him out, beat him up a little bit, and then. But yeah, man, when I saw that, I was just like, oh crap, okay, like yeah, because I mean, not that I didn't think about football players being able to do that, but I think mostly like wrestlers. I'm thinking, okay, well yeah, they're gonna wrestle somebody, and
he has a wrestling background. One out.
Yeah. So that was one of those fights I was looking forward to, man. And of course, what happened. Greg Hardy's been released from the UFC since. I don't think he's been fighting. I don't think
he's signed with bare knuckle.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
They're waiting to get him a fight. I don't know who he's going to fight or when he's going to make that debut, but he did sign with bare knuckle.
Oh, wow, man.
Sure. That's a for sure thing. He signed with those guys. So.
Dude, I wonder if they're going to make the ring big enough to hold him. Yeah, that's a big dude, man.
Yeah, but he was saying when he got released, he was like, man, the UFC promised to let me back once I worked on my wrestling. Like, well, shit, how you going to do that fighting bare knuckle?
I know, man. It kind of takes away from... I mean, whether or not he's looking to get back in there, we'll see, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
he may not even want to get back in.
You see, and I can see somebody like him, like I can see him like in the PFL. Juan Adams was in the PFL. I know he won one and lost one, but yeah, I mean, just for the fact that there's a lot of big bodies in there, man, and I like the platform. I know we talked about the scoring is a little awkward, but the fight's a fight, man. I mean, when I see them go out there, but. I mean, we'll see, man. I don't know. I don't even think if I did hear about it, it probably just went over my head. But
yeah, I mean, as soon as they released him, he signed with them.
Damn. Well, we'll see, man. I mean, maybe it's a one fight deal. Man, talking about BKFC, bro. I mean, of course, they're trying to get Nate Diaz signed up. I know David Feldman's been putting on their. He's trying to get him against Mike Perry, man.
Right.
And we had kind of talked about it a little bit before, and for Nate Diaz, man, I don't see him doing well in bare knuckle. I mean, not because he can't fight. I mean, obviously he can, but I mean, he's a slow starter, and I just see him getting cut up. He's already been cut up in MMA, man. So I just don't see him being able to like perform all 3 rounds or whatever rounds they give him. But with something like that, I mean, I definitely think Mike Perry would have the upper hand. I mean, the guy's more of a dirty boxer. I mean, he's been in the clinch. He works off the clinch. He starts strong and heavy. So. But I mean, something like that, man. I mean, what would you watch? Would you pay to watch a fight like that, man? Like Nate Diaz and Mike Perry.
Yeah, I would. I'm a huge fan of Diaz for sure. So I definitely would. I think he's like the bloodier he gets, like the more he gets into the fight.
No, yeah. You see, my only thing with that is if the doctor stop it, man.
Yeah,
like if he gets cut and you're like, crap,
I mean, Perry would definitely be the favorite. I mean, being in more bare knuckle fights and then that just being, like you said, that's being his style of fighting. I wouldn't want to see him in bare knuckle. I want to see him, still doing MMA.
No, yeah, boxing, bro. Cause I had even said boxing. I was like, man, I wouldn't mind seeing him in boxing. I mean, he definitely has hands. He's showcased. But as far as bare knuckle, man, we'll see, man. I mean, I don't know if it'll happen, if they'll be able to pay him enough to do something like that. But yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, the Super Bowl of MMA, man, we've talked about it also. The UFC doing what they're doing. I know the Dana White Contender Series. I think it just finished the season.
It did just finish. So no, the season's not finished yet. They have 2 more shows.
Yeah, I think it's eight weeks or something like that. But the one they had this past Tuesday, man, was actually pretty good. A lot of fighters from the LFA, man, that have been on win streaks and doing great, and it's been a great platform, man. I mean, Dana White Contender Series, man. What's your take on something like that, man?
Man, actually amazing. I like it a lot. It's good for fighters. It's good for the sport. And it's a perfect interview to get you to the next level for sure. I mean, they had a guy on there. I never met him. Named Malik. He's the peak who I'm fighting for. He's the peak lightweight champion. He's undefeated. He fought Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he fought Tuesday. He fought the guy from Alabama. I forgot his name. His last name was Peak actually.
Oh wow.
The guy he was fighting, but I think Peak Fighting also has they call him Don. I think Don Mitchell.
Yes,
so
bro.
Wrong, yeah, but I think it's Don Mitchell, right?
Yeah,
he fights out of Peak also. I think he's fighting this Tuesday, upcoming Tuesday.
Nice, man.
Against Bo Nichols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, and that right there, man. I mean, we talked about pig fighting being on its own league, man. They're on their own lane. They're doing their own thing, and I mean, they're still getting fighters in the Dana White Contender Series,
Right.
man. I mean, of
Shout
course,
out to Peak, shout out to Johnny.
Yeah, man, and of course, I mean, this fight, coming up is going to be for peak fighting. That's going to be a title bout, like we mentioned. And I mean, have you already made room at your house for the belt, man?
I haven't, man.
If not, we can put it here, bro. I don't mind holding it for you, man. I'll put it up on the wall.
I got a lot of requests for people to, can they take it to work and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, man. I told my barber he can wear it. He can cut a few heads in it, but not yet, man. I'm in the process of moving back to Austin, so I'll find in October, so I'll find a perfect spot for it.
No, definitely, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, man, because that's, I mean, that's the topping on the on anything, man. I mean, of course, you want to be a title holder. You want to. I mean, it's a regional promotion, but Peak Fighting's been doing great, man. I mean, we've talked about
amazing, man.
Yeah, we've talked about their setups, their the way they support their fighters, which is big, man, and I'm a big fan of. But yeah, they're going all the way out, and they're definitely promoting the heck out of you guys. So props to them for that. And this fight coming up, like you said, it's going to be in Texas.
Yeah, it's going to be in Texas. First fight in Texas. Well, Texarkana, but my first fight in Texas.
Yeah, bro. You see, and I know, I mean, I haven't made it to any other shows, man. I know a lot of guys from San Antonio have fought on there. From all over Texas, of course. They've been definitely fighting on those cards. But, I mean, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be good, to hopefully do that. Maybe do a road trip. We'll see, man. But it's going to be fun, man.
Get on the road.
There you go, dude. Just I'll strap it to the car and just freaking, do the whole podcast on the way out there, man. But bro, as far as this fight, man, I mean, of course, I mean, you said you've been working on your cardio, your hand speed. What else have you been doing? I mean, not so much as far as fight, but workouts, man. Have you been implementing anything else?
No, not too much. But it's funny you say that because this week I want to kind of do some strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
Kind of actually, because I'm going off like even my football days, like just raw athletic ability. So never been taught how to really do it or how to, oh man, this is how, like if you plant this way, if you use this type of muscle, like you explode to the left and you can cut back. And, like I haven't had anybody do that and teach me that. So me finding somebody that does strength and conditioning is gonna be, I think it's gonna be like, like jump my game to like the next level. So that's what I'm gonna do this week. And I'm not gonna pressure you, and if I can't find anybody as of right now,
right?
Because the fight's so close. But yeah, I definitely want to start doing some strength conditioning work and some. I've been doing some band work also. Yeah. Like just kind of staying away from the weights and just some mobility stretching and stuff like that. Also, like get in yoga, start taking yoga like in November.
Oh, okay, and you have mentioned that the last time too, man. And we talked about the benefits. Yeah. The breathing. I mean, the stretching. I mean, of course, man. As we get older, it just gets harder. But yeah, it's one of the things I always tell people, man. Don't lose that because you'll be out there trying to, dying trying to put your shoes on, man.
Right.
I mean, but yeah, man. I mean, of course. I mean, you are an athlete, man. I mean, you've been doing this for a minute. I mean, as far as your conditioning, your training, back from playing football to even before that, you were fighting, right? Were you fighting first and then football?
Yeah. So I grew up playing. So I started fighting around competing. I was like 19.
Damn.
Yeah, so I've been fighting all my life, but football was actually my first love. Well, I never loved football, to be honest. I mean, I lie about that, but football was the second sport I played. My mom put me in T-ball. I was the only kid that could hit the ball to the fence, like to the fence. Like I couldn't hit it over, but I didn't like it, so I never played again. My dad was actually like an all-state pitcher, so he was really good at baseball as well. I never took that sport up, but football was the first sport I played that I was really, really good at. So I just kind of went with that. But I didn't start competing until I was like 19.
Man,
First fight, bro. Hooters car show.
wow, man. You see, what promotion was that?
Southern Fighting Allowance. It was back in Alabama, man. I wasn't even supposed to fight, dude. Like it was this big giant dude there, and nobody wanted to fight him. And his fight, the guy he wanted to fight was, he pulled out once he seen the guy.
Oh, sure.
I was a kid, like I was about 225, and the promoter name was Tom Stedman. He asked my friend that was on the card,
Yeah.
Kyle York. He was like, "Hey man, the black guy next to you, he's pretty big. You think he'll want to fight?" He said, "I can ask him." I said, "Shit, how much they gonna pay you?"
Yeah, man.
So we'll give him $200. And man, I stepped in there and
Took the money.
TKO that guy, like 45 seconds, bro. And I was like, damn, like I like this.
Yeah, you're gonna pay me $200 for that, man?
Yeah, like every time I do this. But, yeah, that's how I kind of got. That was my first fight, but I started when I was like 19.
Yeah, man. You see, and one of the things, of course, man, I mean, as you go through the fight game, yeah, it's pay. The more wins, of course, I mean, the more you get paid. The experience, I mean, the people that you bring with you, I mean, it does show a lot. I mean, that's one of the things even now. I mean, promoters, of course, they want fighters that are going to be entertaining, but on top of that, fighters that are going to fill up seats.
Right.
But when you're not fighting close to home, man, I mean, is there like a cost, like as far as on your contract? Like, I mean, is it ticket sales, or how does Peak Fighting do their payout?
For me personally, I'm kind of, with me not being with all these fights being so far away.
Yeah.
I'm kind of not into it. I'm like, the ticket sales or whatever. It is what it is. As long as we agree on a payout.
Right.
Show money and a bonus and performance money. Then I'm cool with it. So now we was go back to he put on a show in Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Or Austin. Texas.
That's your money.
That's a different story. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna pack that place out. Like that's a different story. But for the most part, I'm really not. I'm not focused on it for real.
No, yeah, you see, and I mean, it's a business. I mean, there's promotions out there. Of course, they rely on ticket sales, man. I mean, everybody does. They want to fill up the seats.
For sure.
But I mean, for you being in the position you're in, man. I mean, of course, you're not in the big show yet, man. I mean, you're on your way easily, right, man. I mean, this fight coming up could definitely catapult you up there. But I mean, would you be more leaning towards just getting a flat pay, or would you be like on both, or on being able to sell tickets, especially if you're close to home? I mean.
Yeah. I'm cool with a flat pay, but I can also do some extra, and put some ass in the seat if I'm close to home.
Right. Oh yeah.
More of a city I'm staying in, like Austin's, Alabama's my second home. Even though I'm born and raised, but I've been in Austin, 8 years, and I've been in San Antonio for like 1 or 4 months, 3.5 months, something like that. So. That Central Texas area has kind of been like a home, so I'll definitely put some asses in the seats for sure there. And Alabama, that's just, I'm from there, so they would love that, So.
And let me ask you, man, because we have the Dallas Cowboys here in Texas, man, and they ain't doing so great, man. So what do you think, man? Put you in there or what, bro?
You know what, man?
It's on maybe a good paycheck.
Yeah, man. I'll block for Zeke, man. Put me at fullback.
There you go, man.
I'll open some holes for Zeke for a season, and then I'm done. It's back to fighting.
No, you see. Well, let me ask you, man, because I mean, of course, I mean, you're always posting on the some of the games. I mean, as far as the college games, right?
Right.
You follow them a lot, dude.
Sure.
I didn't grow up on football. I mean, I know what a football looks like. Whether or not I can throw one, I don't know. Right. But for you, man, when you watch a game, is it kind of like a fight? I mean, do you dissect it and be like, oh man, they should be doing this, or they should be working on their defense or offense? I mean,
yeah. I mean, being a football guy, yeah, we all do that. Yeah, we all know, or at least we think we know what we're talking about. But for the most part, yeah, I'm watching the game heavily. I watched a little bit of the Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs and the Chargers last night before I went to the gym with my father-in-law, and just kind of looking at some things, and just kind of like, man, they should do this and do that. But yeah, man, it's kind of like a fight game. But me being an athlete, me being a fighter, a martial artist, like I'm kind of more picky on dissecting a fight game than I am about with the football team. Unless Alabama's playing, like when Alabama's playing, I'm an Alabama Vikings fan.
Yeah.
So when those two teams are playing, those are my teams. So I'm kind of cussing at the screen.
Yeah, man. Man, bro. Well, of course, man. I mean, we talked about some of these fights coming up. I mean, me being born here in San Antonio, man. I mean, the fight scene. I mean, the buzz has been there. I mean, we've had amateur promotions here locally years back, and I mean, it was good, man. I mean, there was a lot of fights being put on, of course, for these fighters, man. And the promotions come and go. I mean, I mean, here in Texas, we have two pro promotions. We got a couple amateur fights out there, but I mean, for those, I mean, LFA, I don't think they've ever been to San Antonio. I know they've came through Texas. Bellator MMA has been through here. Combate, America back then, used to be here in San Antonio. But what would be your take on getting one of these big promotions to come through here, man? Maybe even put a show here in San Antonio
Right.
and have you fight for him, bro.
That'd be huge, man. I would definitely be down for it. I think they should. I mean, San Antonio's a cool city. I mean, rich tradition in combat sports.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't understand why not.
No, for sure. I mean, the predominantly here, I mean, it's always been boxing, but I mean, yeah, it's like you say fight and people turn, man. They want to watch
They're
something.
ready to wear.
Yeah. But
Where we going to watch the fight? So yeah.
no, definitely, man. And I mean, let me say this: and as far as boxing, I mean, have you ever considered maybe even stepping in the ring and doing some boxing, or it's just mixed martial arts, man?
Man, it's funny you said. Yesterday, I got a message from a guy. Wanted me to do a 4-round fight with some guy named Scott or something in September the 23rd.
Oh, damn.
I said, bro, I got a title fight.
Yeah.
And the money was good. The money was good. But I'm on a 3-fight contract.
No, for sure.
Yeah, so I got other things to tend to. But yeah, he just hit me up yesterday. Can you do a 4-rounder? Shit, I think it was and it may be on the same card as my friend Dino.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think it's the same card, but yeah, boxing is kind of they're so similar, but they're so different. As of right now, I think I'll be more into kickboxing than actually.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about that too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of boxing, but I don't know, man. It's boxing's like a chess game. I respect those guys. I think boxers are the most efficient and deadliest with their hands.
Yeah.
I think so.
No, yeah.
But not, if it was to like come up in the future, something like that, maybe for sure. But I'm more into kickboxing than.
Maybe we can have you do what do you call those? I think Mayweather's been doing them where they do like a little exhibition, man. But we can get you and Mike Tyson out there, man. We'll see, man. Little exhibition match, bro. But man, I mean, but of course, I mean, even like guys like Iron Mike Tyson, man. I mean, I grew up watching, man, I mean, a lot of these greats, bro. I mean, of course, I mean, I wasn't, watching Muhammad Ali when he was fighting personally, but I mean, I've watched these greats throughout the years, and for me, boxing's always been like that. That's always been like a man's sport, because you fight, you're like, yeah, you want to go with your hands, When it comes to mixed martial arts, I mean, it always answers that question, like, what if you fall, or what if the guy gets on you, or what?
Right.
And so it kind
of
of
do nothing to it. Like me and Dino, he's a friend of mine back and all. He's a pro fighter. He's a boxer, and we can't do anything with them in their sport. They can't do anything with us in ours.
No, yeah, it's always going to be that question, like who'd win,
Yeah,
you always want to know
what's the format. Is it a street fight? Well,
yeah.
Street fight, you guys are you're in trouble. If it's a straight boxing match, then it's gonna favor the boxer.
Yeah,
for sure. But boxing needs to step up on some of these fights. I see Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford are finally. Make it happen in November and
hopefully. But
hopefully,
they're set
that's
too.
One thing about our sport, man, MMA, like we don't run from anybody.
Yeah.
If you're the number one guy, you'll fight the number 2 guy. If you're the champion, you'll fight the number 1 contender.
Oh, that's true.
5, you're fighting you're fighting number 4, number 6. To try to make your way up to that fight. So,
unless you're in the UFC, then yeah, you're fighting everybody, man.
Well,
and I will say this, man, because even I know. Months back, like people were talking about Jeff, and they were like, "Oh man, how come you're not fighting this guy?" And he's like, "Dude, they're already scheduled. Like everybody's already got matchups, so they can't just like, oh, okay, I'll fight this guy now." Right. Like you got to see who's available and healthy, because a lot of times injuries take some of these guys out. But yeah, man,
it's a lot different though.
Yeah,
I mean, they sit up there and call these guys out. Outside of Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney. Teofimo Lopez, like those guys are actually chasing legacy before they're chasing chicks. So they're willing to fight anybody and anybody.
Oh yeah.
Time, so That's why I'm big fans of those guys.
Oh yeah, man, because those are they're not picking their fighters. They're kind of like, hey, you're the best. All right, let's
If you
go.
feel like you're the best, take a pay cut. You feel like you're the best, like fight the guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean,
if there's no doubt, if you're just talking, you really like,
yeah.
I don't think I can do shit with this guy.
No, definitely.
So that's okay. You're not ready right now, or you feel like you may not never be ready. It's okay to say that. Boxing is just one of those sports that I think everybody just kind of talks a lot of shit, man. And just,
try to blow it up more than it has to be. And that's one of the things. Even my boy Aaron Suarez, man, he hasn't been here in a minute, man. But he's always said, fighters fight, man.
Yeah,
and it's always stuck with me because it's true. If you're a fighter, if you're a competitor, like, yeah, you know what? I mean, this whole fiasco that happened with the UFC, of course, the fight card just going to crap. I mean, the three, I think it was the main event, co-main event. Everybody got switched around. One of the things that I like was that it actually played out better. I think Pat Miletich was talking about it the other day, and he was saying how like it was done on purpose because nobody wanted to watch Khamzat, kill fucking Nate Diaz, and so it kind of played in that favor. But who knows, man? I mean, we'll probably hear about it later. If Nate Diaz doesn't go back to the UFC, maybe he'll spill the beans and be like, "Hey, this is what really happened," But yeah, man. But I mean, fights like that. I mean, back in the day, like you said, you show up and hey, you want to fight this guy? Okay, yeah, let's fight. You know what you can real quick and just kind of
don't know anything about it.
Exactly, bro. And those are the days that I'm kind of as a fan, I wouldn't be opposed to having like the fight. Somebody set up a fight card and say, okay, we got 4 heavyweights on that card. We're not gonna know who's fighting until the day of weigh-ins. Like, what would you think about something like that, man? As a fighter, bro.
Man, that's different. I guarantee you a lot of fighters wouldn't sign up.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do it.
Oh yeah.
Like, I need to know. We need to study. We need a full camp to prepare for this guy, which is understandable. I wouldn't fault you for it. But I think I would. I think I would. It all depend on what's at stake.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, they make a nice little $1 million for fight contract. Hey, let's go. Just set it up
It all depends. So.
Oh yeah, you see, and that's what I was saying because as a fan, I'm like, man, I would pay to watch something like that just because I would be like, man, okay, who's gonna fight who, man? Like, let's.
No, it's interesting. It'd be
Yeah,
dope.
I mean, as a fighter, of course, I personally don't think I would do it. I mean, maybe back in the day, I'd be like, yeah, throw me in there and let's
back
see.
in the day, you would definitely
Yeah, but now it's just like, yeah, you kind of want to study the opponent and kind of see where they come from and get a game plan going.
I mean, it depend on where you at. Like me being so young in the career, like 4 fights.
Yeah.
It just depends on where you're at. If about 20 fights, should it matter? It really don't. At that point, it don't matter.
Yeah.
But that's completely different. Like, you kind of got me thrown off by it. That's different. I bet somebody come up with that idea.
Yeah, sure, bro. I mean, I would. Like that. I think something like that. I mean, if somebody was able to do that with the commission and them involved, like it would get more eyes on something because people would be like, oh shit, like you got 4 guys at heavy, you know what I mean, or whatever weight division, and who's gonna fight who? You're like, yeah, dude, that's interesting, man.
I don't think nobody thought of it.
No,
because think about it, you got that crazy ass MMA where it's like arm wrestling and they just.
Oh, bro, I was gonna.
Like
did I tag you on that the other day? I saw one and I was gonna tag you and I was like, dude, like.
I don't know. I've been seeing them for a minute. And then you got the superheroes like Batman.
Oh yeah, man.
That one.
I'm waiting for the Jason versus the Freddy Krueger fight, man.
It's another one that's even more hilarious. What is it? The Knights of Round Table. Like, have you seen the Knights? Like the 1400.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, they're fighting each other MMA style.
Bro, that.
So they're doing all this crazy shit. I mean, this is a matter of time before they do that.
No, yeah, you see, and a lot of them, of course, it's overseas. Russia, Europe's having them. But yeah, I saw that the other day. Somebody had shared it, and I was like, oh damn, I had seen it before, but I forgot about it because I remember the first time I saw it, I saw him walking out, and I thought it was just like an intro. And then I saw clips of them actually fighting, bro. No, yeah, and I was like, "Oh crap, dude! Like that's some
I got
vicious
one
shit."
on Deontay Wilder. I ain't taking off my arm.
There you go, man. I mean, but dude, I mean, with the mask, I mean, can you see through that shit? Because even when you play football and you have a helmet on, you're kind of like you got blind spots, man. You're blind.
I mean, I don't know how they fought in those things.
Yeah, bro. That's like I don't know. Yeah,
There's
that's
no
it.
way. I mean, a helmet. Having a helmet on is one thing. I mean, it's not comfortable. You get
No,
used to it. And
but I will say this, man. Like back in the day, like this is like in 2001, 2002. Like we used to spar at my friend's garage, and I was training at the time. But we used to put on hockey mask, and we'd like put on 4 ounce gloves, and we'd go at it, man. And dude, getting tagged with that mask on, that shit rocked the shit out of you, dude. Like I remember, I'd be like, "Fuck!" Like, okay, hold on, man, because I mean, it wouldn't hit me. It would hit the mask first, but it would just rattle my brain so much that I'm just like, nah, man. Like, you know what? Let's just go without it, bro. Like, I'd rather get hit, get hit in the face and feel it
yeah,
than. But it was just, but yeah, I can't see wearing a night helmet and freaking getting rocked, dude. Like that's just crazy, man. But
you ain't putting that on.
no, not at all, man. Well, talking about crazy, man. We're gonna finish this off with a question, bro. If you had a promotion, and you had free base as far as what you could put out, man. I mean, is there an idea? Is there something that you're like, you know what, man? I would have. I mean, here in Texas, I know there was a NASCAR event that happened with a cage in the middle, bro, where they
Right.
had a fight. So
I
that
see
was
that.
kind of, that was kind of dangerous because the freaking car flies off and kills everybody, But what would be something you would do, man? Was there something different?
Man, I kind of like it the way it is, man. I would say more, maybe more, maybe some crazier intros, maybe
Yeah.
fireworks and stuff like that. I kind of like it the way it is, man. I kind of like.
No, yeah, just go in there and do the walkout because I know Affliction when they were doing their promotions, they had like a band like in the middle of the fights, they'd have like a band playing and it was like a concert. I don't know. I guess intermission maybe, man,
Yeah,
but
y'all
I
say
can't.
intermission.
Yeah, but I don't know if they did like a whole freaking. I don't know. Hopefully not.